We let ex-convicts marry, reproduce, buy beer, own property, and even drive. They don't lose their freedom of rights or their right to have soldiers' quarters in their homes in time of war. But in many places, the assumption is that they can't be trusted to vote for the leaders of our country. And if we thought criminals could never be reformed, then we would never let them out of prison in the first place, said Steve Chapman, a columnist and editorial writer. And throughout this speech, I will speak about why ex-convicts should be able to regain their votes after serving their time and paid their fees, served probation time and all. According to the USA Today magazine, in the 2000 election, one of 50 Americans were unable to vote, which totaled to a number of 4,200,000 Americans. Did not have the chance to vote after serving their prison sentence, probation time, and their paid fees. As I get older, I tend to realize that people change throughout time. Mentalities change, personalities kind of sort of change. And I feel after serving however so many years in prison that you should be able to regain your votes, to vote for whoever votes our country, whether you're a felon or not. I believe that if you didn't commit a serious crime like kidnapping, murder, or anything like that, then it shouldn't matter what you did in the past years to not have that type of right in this country. This is how I see the situation. Imagine serving a 15-year sentence in prison, locked up away from your family and friends, people that you love, for that long. Imagine trying to get their rights back. You get out of prison after serving all that time, and you have all your other rights. You're back with the people you love and your family, so on and so forth. But now when it's time to vote to lead our country, why would you not have the ability to do so? If you're now back a citizen in the community, you have to once again obey the laws and whatnot, what forth. So how is the government going to take away your rights to vote? Even though most of the states still have certain restrictions against felons, there are still 4 states in this country that don't allow it whatsoever, even after serving time and paying your fees, not being on probation or any of that. On the other hand, there are only 2 states out of 50 in this country that allow felons to actually vote while incarcerated. And those 2 states are Vermont and Maine. The 4 states that are completely against it are Tennessee, Kentucky, and I forgot the other 2, but that's okay. However, in Alamance County, right where I live, ex-felons are able to vote after serving their probation time and serving their dues, which I think it should be like that all throughout the country. Like I've said before, why take your right away if you've served your time in prison, locked up? And why should that be the only right that they take away from you as a citizen of this country? That's not right, in my opinion. And that is kind of deformating people, because why are you not allowing them to vote, but you're allowing them to do everything else, just like driving, buying beer and things like that? Even though many felons still do not have the ability to vote, statistics show that many minorities make up the percentage of the people who are incarcerated. According to the U.S. government studies, 36% of African American men are disfranchised, and 2/3 of prisoners are made up of minorities. A prisoner advocate group, the Sentencing Project, stated that 1 out of 3 African American men is banned for life from voting in the state of Alabama. Throughout 17 different states, somewhere between 10 to 25% of African Americans have completely lost their political privilege. As many African American youth who are currently in prison, an estimated 40% would totally lose their ability to vote in the future years. Former Attorney General Eric Holder said, Throughout America, 2.2 million African American citizens are banned from voting because of these laws. In 3 different states, Kentucky, Florida, and Virginia, the ratio rises from 1 to 5. Imagine this. How different would this country be if everyone could vote, from your past mistakes or not? What if everyone could vote? How different would this country be today? Now that I believe letting everyone have a voice, giving people a sense of feeling helpful and wanted throughout our community can make a big change in the political world, in my opinion. Felons are humans who have made mistakes in the past, and most are just trying to learn from those mistakes and provide a better life for their families now that they're able to once again. So why make them feel as they're unimportant by taking something away so valuable in our society? Professor Corey at Brown University said, giving inmates the vote isn't just constitutionally right. It's the right thing to do, and it can also help our country solve one of its most intractable problems. Now that I have spoke about different laws in some states, the minority, a large percent of not being able to vote, as well as the benefits that we may endure by letting felons vote. I believe many of our problems as our country can be solved if everyone's opinions are included. Allowing felons not to vote means we as a country do not have a voice together, because not everyone can voice their opinions due to past mistakes. Picture yourself in a felon's shoes and how one must feel not knowing they cannot vote due to a decision they've made years ago, and how degrading it may be to others because it will make them feel as they're unimportant themselves. Thank you.